What is up, good people? It is IGPaw, and I'm back with another Marvel Strike Force video. In this one, it's all about guidelines. And what I mean by that is there's some guidelines to live by when playing Marvel Strike Force. And I've been getting a lot of feedback, pushback a little bit, and differing opinions. And I want to kind of cover some guidelines that you should follow, especially if you're following my guide. My farming guides, all these guides here kind of talking about it's just a baseline, and there's some guidelines that I've wrote down and I've come up with to help you better understand how to use my beginner's guides here, my farming guides, all that good stuff. I am all the way down here. I've completed all these videos up to war guide and tips. There will be more coming out either today or this, if not tomorrow, and then the whole guide series will be finished. So definitely be on the lookout for those. Definitely subscribe, completely free to do. We did pass 300 subscribers. I'm blown away. That is amazing. We're still headed for that 1,000 where I can become a YouTube partner. Lots of cool things in store for the future. Lots of things I'd like to do with my YouTube channel and such. So I am just so grateful for everybody that has subscribed. Yeah, let's go ahead and dive into this video real quick. So, some guidelines to live by when playing Marvel Strike Force. And I'm here on my free-to-play. Let's see how many days we're in. 15 consecutive days. So I've logged in for 10 days straight, and that's how old my account is, 10 days. And we're doing phenomenal. And I'm actually going to do a free-to-play catch-up here and kind of show you what I'm doing following my farming guides and such, and where I'm at and all these game modes that we've unlocked and such, etc. After I cover these guidelines. So the biggest thing to remember when following GPaw's guide to the Marvel Strike Force Galaxy series is this guide is a baseline, right? So let me jump over again here. I'm a little confused this morning. This is my first thing I'm doing here. But these are the priority farms for clearing campaigns, and this is actually a big part of my Step 2 farming guide, and it breaks down which characters I'm planning to use, right? Now, this is just a baseline for anyone starting the game. These are things that you need to be aware of, what it makes you need, or what you're going to need moving throughout campaigns to beat these nodes, to unlock characters to farm, gear to farm, etc. And it kind of walks you through those steps, the requirements, all that good stuff. It's a baseline, right? And this is what I recommend using and what I'm going to use on my free-to-play. Now, in Marvel Strike Force, you got to remember that new characters are usually better, right? Obviously, power creep is real. Back in the day when Marvel Strike Force 2.0 came out, I made a lot of videos on that, covering that. Essentially what it is after Cersei and Icarus, every character's base stats were like twice the original characters, right? So original characters were totally shit characters, stat-wise, but you still needed them for flash events and node unlocks. You already had them built, so why not use them? But characters and power creep got better, so newer characters are usually stronger and better, like always. Not usually, guaranteed they are. But what I'm saying here is it's the most efficient, guaranteed way with the characters we can get to follow this farming guide. It's guaranteed. So if you get a new character that just came out, let's say Thor Infinity War, and I'm going to jump onto my account here, my free-to-play, because I did unlock Thor Infinity War, right? And you got to be able to juggle. If you haven't seen some of my videos, I really talk about how Marvel Strike Force, you got to be able to juggle things and like farm for a while, drop off farming, farm gear, drop off farming gear and farm shards. You have to be able to juggle and prioritize what's important for your account, right? Your arena team, your raid team, etc. Well, I know that I'm going to need Thor for a lot of these campaign nodes requirements. Well, Thor Infinity War, if we look here, Hero, Cosmic, Mystic, Blaster, Asgardian, Wave 1 Avenger. So it will hurt us a little bit, I think, on the Wave 1 Avenger maybe. Let's go ahead and look over here. Yes, so Hero, Cosmic, Mystic, Brawler, Avenger, not Wave 1. So on the node that requires Wave 1 Avengers, he won't be able to help. But he'll be able to help on the Avenger, Asgardian, and Nowhere nodes, which there are no Nowhere nodes yet that I know of. So he meets most of the requirements. And what I mean by that is I've stopped investing in Thor, and I'm not going to build him anymore. I'm going to focus Thor Infinity War because his base stats are amazing. So if we look here real quick, 40,000 health, 54 damage, 1,500 armor. Let's go ahead and look at the regular Thor. And of course I have red stars on the other one, but you see it's about half. And again, I do have red stars on my other one, as well as he's a little bit more geared. but his stats overall are a lot better, and it will progress better. His kit's pretty phenomenal. So I'm going to replace Thor in my roster, and what I mean by that is we're going to go over here and I'm going to show you. So I'm going to go and look, and if it makes sense for me or it makes sense for you to do so, and you can do this with anybody. Teen Loki, if he makes sense to replace somebody where it requires Asgardians or villain mystics, you could replace somebody if you have Loki, right? Even at 2 stars or 3 stars, these newer characters are going to be able to get it done, and you're going to want to build them because they're going to progress you faster in Doom raids, incursion raids, in-game content, right? They're going to be more competitive. And that's one of the guidelines. Well, so what I'm going to do here is essentially I would download the PDF, which I already have, and I would delete Thor. I'd just put next to it Thor Infinity War. So he's going to replace here for sure because he's a mystic. So I'm going to be building him instead of Thor there. Let's look and see where Thor's at. So as we scroll down here, do we have Thor anywhere else? Right here. He's going to, well, he can't. He's not a Wave 1 Avenger. So what I would have to do is find a different character other than Thor that is a Shield or a Wave 1 Avenger to replace Thor right here. So that's going to mess up the guide a little bit. You got to be able to juggle that. If you want to build a different character for said things and quit building someone, absolutely feel free to do that. You're just going to have to remember now you have to build a totally different character instead of Thor, or you have to build Thor included to be able to complete this node right here. 7 Doom War Chapter 1, 7 through 9 requires Shield, Wave 1 Avengers, and Fantastic Four. So obviously you could probably plug someone else in. It's totally up to you. I only listed off the characters I was focusing to min-max it. So there's a lot more characters you'll probably have unlocked and built to be able to do this, right? So he will not replace Thor here, but I'll have to find a different character if I do that. So moving down here, I'm looking for any more Thors here. And it's not showing anywhere. So I guess obviously Mystic, I could use Thor Infinity War down here and replace one of these characters. You know what I'm saying? If I needed to. So everywhere that I've seen Thor, I just got to make sure that I'm replacing him. So again, I got to find somebody else, a Wave 1 Avenger or a Shield character that I'm going to build up to replace Thor right here. So that's just something to be aware of. But up here, he would definitely fit the requirements and be perfectly fine to be used here. And I'm going to do that. I'm going to quit building Thor, and I'm going to focus on Thor Infinity War, as I would recommend you do. But you got to be able to juggle that. I can't cover every single character after I've made my farming guides. It is just a baseline, right? And you got to be able to plug new variables in to that baseline to get the same, if not better, outcome. All right, so I'm going to say it one more time here. This guide is a baseline for anyone starting the game. It's the most efficient, guaranteed way with the characters we can get free to play starting the game. Now, if you're getting new characters, like I said, it's going to be totally different for you, but this is a baseline. Number 2, new characters are usually better. Like I just showed you, Thor Infinity War is way good. I love his kit. He has a very unique kit here on the special. He actually hits the primary and one adjacent target, and then he hits the weakest character for some damage. Attack the most injured enemy for 106% damage. So he could potentially hit 2 characters on this side of the board, and if the weakest character most injured is over here, he's going to hit these 2 and jump over here and kill him pretty much. Or he could potentially. It's a pretty awesome mechanic. It's kind of like I can't think of her name right now. Well, Mystique. She hits 3 characters in the front row or characters in the back row. She goes side to side type deal, and it's pretty phenomenal. They didn't continue with those kinds of kits. I don't know why, but I like how it's different. You know what I mean? It's not just primary and adjacents or all. So I think that's pretty cool. Now, number 3 guide, or the third guideline is the strongest character in Marvel Strike Force hasn't been released yet, or is newest character out. So the strongest character in this game right now has not been released. They're making new characters every month. Their base stats are going to be better. Their kits are probably going to be better. It's going to help you beat content. What they do is they build they just made incursion raids over here, and then they build the characters to beat those more efficiently, and they sell them to you, right? Or they'll give you 1 or 2 of the characters, and you have to buy the other 3, or you have to wait 4 to 9 months to get that character farmable, right? So that's how the game's built, and that's what you need to remember is what you're building now is obsolete in a sense, because There's always going to be another character coming that they're going to replace it, but you have to choose where you want to start climbing the ladder. And with Web Warriors, I think that's one of the higher rungs you can start at and start moving forward. Now, obviously, I'm a new player. I'm following my beginner's guide, right? I don't have access to the Bifrost team. I don't have Loki Teen. His event already passed. I don't have Vol. Already passed. You get what I'm saying? I can't build Bifrost as my raid team. So this is a baseline again. Now, for those of you that did get the Bifrost and are newer players, plug them in instead of Web Warriors and replace them, right? That would be the common sense thing to do, because they're going to be stronger. They're going to do it efficiently. Move forward with it, right? And that's where you got to be able to juggle. All right. Number 4. If you get a lucky drop or unlock a new event character, you can plug them into this guide. And that's what we just covered completely. Is this just a baseline? And if you get an awesome unlock, go ahead and plug them in. Thor Infinity War, I'm going to replace Thor with that. Now, obviously, I'm going to have to build a different Wave 1 Avenger or something to replace that Wave 1 Avenger node, right? Or a different shield character. And in all honesty, I can put Thor in as the 5th and blow through it with the other 4 characters. I might not 3-star it, but I'll be able to beat the nodes to move forward in the campaigns. So I just wanted to get those guidelines out there to kind of help you understand what you need to be thinking about when playing the game. Because, yes, you can't just follow my guide to a T and forget about all the new characters you're unlocking and bench them. You can't forget that there are meta characters out there that could really help your account and progress you better than what my guide is saying. My guide is just to help you get started in the game, right? It's to give you that bottom baseline to be ready and know what to expect moving forward, right? So, absolutely, you got to be able to juggle. Again, join my Discord. It will be in the description of the video. If you have a question like, hey, can I replace so-and-so in this part of the farming guide, right? Well, do they meet the same requirements? You could ask all that stuff in Discord and such, and we would be more than willing to help you. We got a phenomenal community in there, so definitely check it out. We're always willing to help, and I'm so grateful to my friends and fellow community people that are in my Discord, because they help so much. I've been so swamped with work and everything, guys, gals, ladies and gentlemen, that it's hard for me to get in there all the time and answer these questions, and people are stepping up and giving you their opinions. Now, remember, everybody has a differing opinion, so you got to kind of take what you want from it and leave the rest. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, let's jump in here for the free-to-play review of my account. I'm level 42, 10 days in, following the guide. I'm about to jump in the top 250 here. I'm at 297 on day 10. I could beat this probably, but I'm going to look for an easy match. I'm looking for anything that doesn't have Spider Weaver, essentially, because I have 2099 and I can compete, hopefully. Now, obviously, I wouldn't want to fight this team, right? Or this team, probably. And you just kind of pick and choose. I do believe we'll be able to get in the top 250, if not today, by tomorrow. And this is my defense currently. I actually need to change my defense up here. Alright, so we're going to go boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. And I did get the Cap Sam calendar for 30 Ultra Cores out of the 50 I had. And I'm building him up. He's a great character, great skill character. Awesome for Doom Raids as a skill character with the Secret Avengers. As well as he's an unlock for my Omega Red down the road. So I'm going to build him up, use him for challenges and everything else. And prioritize him for my arena team. Here's my defense currently. Obviously, I love Weapon X. Wolverine and his new team. Wolverine's amazing. You get him for free. Build him, absolutely. But that's the team I'm rocking right now. Again, you got to see Silver Surfer and stuff. I've quit investing in Silver Surfer right now. And I'm focusing my arena team and my raid team. When you get new characters like this, you can plug them in, right? They're variables. Obviously, you see my Shang-Chi. Recommended buying him from the Blitz store. $29.9 from a calendar. And Wolverine they give us. So you got to use what's at your disposal to help you progress. Now, challenges we're rocking. Obviously, I can use anybody, so we're 3-starring these bad boys. In this stuff here, I'm just playing this once. It's about all I can do. Use my energy, and then it just accumulates. I have refreshed it once or twice in the past just to get a chunk of these pieces of gear, because you will need the gear. But something cool to remember is, even if you don't have a ton of the gear right now, by your second month, you'll be doing some of these events. and I don't have them showing right now, but the event itself gives out, right now they're giving out like 500 of each kind of gear. So what I mean by that is, let me look here. Right here is where we're going to go. And I'm going to show you. So as a milestone event reward right now, they're giving out like 500, 500, 500, 500, 500. That is a lot of gear. And it's just for playing the game. It's one of the events that's going on currently. It's definitely a way to get tons and tons of gear. So that's going to solve my problem having to buy them from the store, as well as with raid orbs and stuff. We're going to be doing phenomenal. So I've quit refreshing this and spending the free energy that accumulates. I just get it the one time. So if you're in a gear crunch now, just hold on, play through it, and they're going to drop some gear on you, I promise. Now, again, I'm just following the guide, and there ain't a lot of nodes to farm. So I'm hitting Winter Soldier every day. I'm hitting Yelena Belova, Bullseye, and sometimes I'll hit the Kree, but I did not today because I needed gear. And I'll talk about that here in a moment. You got to be able to juggle, right? So I hit Punisher. Villains. Again, as far as I need to go to farm for my guide is Merc Lieutenant and Black Widow. Nexus, I am going after the Sniper because he's a mercenary for the Payday event. I'm not getting the Kree at the moment. Now I will be, hopefully. But today I had to actually go ahead and farm some gear for my character. So I farmed up a bunch of gear for Thor Infinity War, as well as my Web Warriors. I'm still building them as my raid team, unless something drastically changes. So I'm building them in prep for that, right? And then obviously my arena team are all 42s here. So I farmed a little bit of gear to make my arena team a little better so I can get in that top 250. And once I'm holding the top 250, I'll start to focus more on my other characters for raids. Alright. Raids. We are trying Ultima 6 today. We usually do U5 and we 60%ed it, so I want to try U6 and see if we can 30% it. If we're able to 30% it, we'll stay in Ultima 6. A lot of times I have to go in, and this will be part of my raid guide, but when I do the fight, I start it, and then I go up top and I close out and I hit lose. And I just have to do that over and over for the World Warrior milestone points, as well as participation, you know what I mean? As well as doing my daily objectives where you have to do 8 raid fights. And that's just something you got to do till you get stronger. And the resources is well worth doing that. You're going to get more from starting and losing fights than you are from actually beating a couple nodes in a lower level raid. So Beta Raid 2, again, once we're able to 60% this, we're going to try Beta Raid 3. I don't know if we'll get there before this ends in 4 days, so we might just stay Beta Raid 2 till the next raid. It's just something we got to progress at. Blitzing, I am totally not liking blitzing at this point. I'm only doing 2 blitzes a day, as I'll show you here. I haven't even done it today, because I just dread doing it. It takes so much time, and this is a free-to-play account that I'm trying to show off my farming guide for, and just kind of show the free-to-play aspect how you can do. So again, I got to go do my 2 fights for this, and that'll complete that and that. I don't do the 15 fights. It's just not worth it to me. 42. Let's check out our power. So on day 10, we're 80,000 power. Strongest team's 33,000. You can see I'm staying pretty focused on my arena team. Most of my power is going there, obviously. 31 blitzes in 10 days. Blitz wins in 10 days. That's pretty bad, right? That's about, what is that, 3 fights a day, essentially. Total collected characters, 27. And we're moving up the arena. So we're rocking and rolling, honestly. I did choose Thor. From the supply section, it was that or Star-Lord Annihilation. And I thought for my account, plus I love Thor, why not grab Thor? It's better than Star-Lord in my opinion. I don't have any of the other Nowhere characters. I wanted Thor. I went after him. Maybe it's the wrong choice, but that's who I went for. Here in the Alliance, we are full up at the moment. We're going to be doing a purge this weekend after I get all my videos done for my series here, my Marvel Strike Force Galaxy series. We're going to do a purge of anybody that's not in Discord, and we've been posting that in the comment section. So definitely, if you're in our Discord, be on the lookout for when I post a recruitment message. Requirements are same as usual. Definitely can ask in Discord about that, but you need to be a part of Discord. I've had people actually apply to my alliance or one of the alliances, and if you're not in the Discord, I don't accept it. I want to communicate with you before you apply to kind of make sure, we're on the same wavelength. But, yeah, definitely be on the lookout for that. Otherwise, we're just rocking and rolling. I guess I could say the gold. I've been spending 1,075,000 every day, even if that means I have to level up something I don't want to. You know what I mean? So that's something to be aware of. But it's for the power cores. Our power cores are booming. So we got that $1 Silver Surfer offer with the 10 Ultra cores. That gave us 2,000, and then we spent our last 10 Ultra cores on another 1,000 power cores and the supplies offers here. They actually had an amazing offer for 10 Ultra cores. So you just got to be on the lookout your first few weeks when they give you that 50 Ultra cores to be checking the offers. And I have enough power cores I'm set up. If I use them wisely, I never have to worry. So we're doing quite well in that department. All right, that's all I got for this video. Definitely like and subscribe. Comment down below if you have any questions or thoughts. Again, follow those guidelines because I've been getting a lot of pushback. And I kind of feel like the people that are pushing back don't understand what my guides are. They're for a beginner. It's a baseline. And in no way, shape, or form am I saying not to build new characters. No way, shape, or form am I saying not to build other teams. What I'm saying is this is the best guaranteed way when starting to focus. And if you get new things, you can plug them in. I thought maybe they had, enough common sense to be able to figure that out on their own. But I guess I got to explain that so they get off my back, essentially. Because I've been getting a lot of blowback for it. So I thought I would clarify it because I'm sure there are people out there that don't know these things to actually, you have to juggle. And I wanted to get clarification on that. So that way you're doing the same thing if you're not already. Because no way, shape, or form should you just throw great characters away on your bench and build, stuff for the guide when they could be replaced, right? So just bear those guidelines in mind when watching my series here. Yep, that's all I got. Much love. Stay healthy. We'll see you in the next one.